Welcome back, everyone. Manny here to talk to you about Nocterra number 7. It's back from its short hiatus, and I gotta say, it's a little disappointing. Unfortunately, Seven Secrets just came back from its hiatus as well, and that was really great. It's one of my top picks. It's actually my top pick for January. Um, but reading Nocterra 7, it just seems like she's going back and forth with what she was doing before. Like before, she only cared about herself and her brother, and then I guess there's that growth, and now she wants to save the world and stuff like that. But in doing so, she needs to team up or partner or just get information from Blacktop Bill. But I personally think that that's kind of dumb. Like, why would you do that? You know what kind of person he is. You stay away from him. You don't even talk about him. So why would you? I guess for the fate of the world. But again, I think that they could figure this out by themselves. On the other hand, Blacktop Bill is continuing to be a beautiful villain. He's just evil, sinister. We get a little bit of his origin story, I guess you can say. We get some people come in that look just like him, but obviously not just like him. He takes them down immediately. But let me just go page by page and we'll review this as we go. So again, it is a short hiatus, right? So it does do a good job of retelling the story of what's happened in this world. There was one day when the sun just went away. It was just eternal darkness, and Val has run into some people that are actually caused it, right? So Bailey, the granddaughter of one of the guys that caused it, Augustus, um, she's traveling with Val now, and they are just ramming through a couple of different animals or creatures that they call shades. Um, and now Val has accrued a new crew, and it kind of just goes into detail about who everybody is. Which once I saw that, I knew that one or two of these were gonna die in this issue because you don't give all that information just for you to get this emotional attachment just to not do that, right? So automatically you already know someone's gonna die. But that's besides the point. We get back to Emory. If you've seen any of my other reviews for Nocterra, the few that I have on here, if you haven't, go check them out. But if you have, you know that I don't, I don't like Emory. He's just something there to just cause problems, and that's what he does, and he does a great job of it. So I don't like Emory, um, but it is what it is. We get this detailed thing about how fractions is what this world is. There's the fraction of when darkness first came. A dog and a cat would mate, and then the cat and the rat would mate when they became these shades, creatures of the nights, and then eventually now you get like these shades that you can't really tell what creature that is because they've just been divided so many times into fractions and fractions, and the same thing has happened to people, right? And um, eventually, it takes you to this outpost 31. This is where they're going to try to find out where Eos is, which is a place that Augustus says can possibly return the light, return the sun back to Earth, and return basically everything back to normal or as close as you can. They get there. It's a huge place. You can see here that it's surrounded by a bunch of screens. You got all these movies playing. I see Titanic. I see some Western. That's Jurassic Park and Sound of Music, right? So this is the first time I'm paying attention to what's on the screen. So I see Karate Kid as well. So that's kind of cool. Um, but inside, supposedly, this is the most fortified place in the on Earth, I guess, because they're right next to a lake, and you don't want to be near the water at all because of the shades that they produce the megas, right? So they go inside and they find it completely empty. There's nothing but livestock all around. And then eventually they run into some guy named Adam. He's there. He's basically there to deliver the message that a bunch of human shades have come into the outpost, and instead of when they get hit by light, they start burning. And instead of running away as soon as they started burning, they continue to push through, and eventually they got inside, pulled all the humans out, and kidnapped them, and which is not the sort of behavior that we've seen before from these human shades. It looks like they're organized. Me personally, here I think that it's Blacktop Bill calling the shots, or either because later on we'll see a shot with Blacktop Bill talking to somebody. It looks like a shade, but we don't know who it is. So either that guy's calling the shots, or Blacktop Bill with his new machine where it allows him to talk to these shades. Maybe he's controlling these human shades. We don't know. That's all speculation right now. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Um, but again, we see Adam, and he lets everybody know what's going on, and then eventually, what's her name? Val says, "Oh, we got to get out of here." Immediately she realizes this is most likely a trap. There's a bunch of megas that start surrounding. There's flying shades, so they're just on escape mode now. You turn the page, and then we get Blacktop Bill, like I said, talking to this creature, and he just wants to talk to him, and the creature says, uh, Nox is almost ready. So we don't know what Nox is yet, and it was referenced in the last issue, which is issue number 6. But it's kind of like a little teaser of what's to come. And when Blacktop Bill takes off this little cerebro looking thing, we see that he kind of ambushed these humans, took their bus, and he's about to take off before he gets confronted by a bunch of other people that look just like Blacktop Bill. This is the first time we see anybody that looks just as black as Blacktop Bill, like completely shaded out. But the only difference is that these guys have like visors. One guy has like a eye patch looking visor, um, but they insinuate that they came from the same place. They served the same master, or they did serve the same master until Blacktop Bill left. And they're here to bring him in. And immediately he just doesn't waste any time, takes them down, and starts to dismember them. And I'll skip ahead. And basically, what he does with that is just he loves to do this. He puts them on the hood of his car, puts them on the back of his truck, um, and basically just showing his dominance. I don't know what his reasoning is for this, but he's a badass. You can't really mess with him. But back with Val messing with all these megas, they're trying to run away. We get Slab, who thinks that he's in charge. He thinks that he's the second in command. I kind of skipped over that, but he just thinks he's in second command. And while Val is saying you need to run away, we need to run away, Slab says no, we got to stop here. We got to take him out right now. Unfortunately, and like I said before, this causes them to get picked up by one of the flying megas. They get thrown into the water, and Bellwether is forced to do her like cannon. Her truck is like the tank of the group, and so she does this huge flash cannon thing, takes out everything around her, all the shades around her. But now they got to go and get Slab and his partner that fell out, Nefel, maybe, I don't know. Um, so they look over the bridge. They're fine. They're in the water, but they're about to get them out, and then out of nowhere, this huge Jurassic looking creature just jumps out. It's like a whale and eats them. They're gone. So there's your fodder, basically, that they introduced them for no reason, but just to show how dangerous that this new world is, right? Um, so it's at this point that Val basically creates the new mission. We need to go talk to Blacktop Bill. They went to Outpost 31. They wanted to find out things about EOS. They didn't find anything. So she immediately jumps to the conclusion that they need to go talk to Blacktop Bill, that he knows things, which he does, most likely, and he knows a lot more than anybody else. But I just feel like he should be able to, or they should be able to find something else within the book that Bailey has that belonged to her grandfather. She just, it doesn't seem, at least in this book, from what we've read, it doesn't seem like she's exhausted all other options before going to Bill. She's kind of just jumping to that conclusion. So I don't really appreciate that. The last final panel is what I was telling you. He's got the 3 heads of the people that went after him on his hood, and he's driving off, and that's it. That's the end of this issue. Um, Again, like, it's not a horrible issue by any means. It's just returning, and this is what we got. It was just kind of a catch up filler issue. So I liked it. I give it a 2.8 out of 5, just because it wasn't horrible. There was nothing really bad with it. It was average. but I wanted something to get me excited. Like seeing the Jurassic whale thing. That was kind of cool to see, but it wasn't enough, I guess. We just didn't see anything else that we haven't seen before. The only difference now is that Val is trying to save the world, and when we last left Val was her pretty much killing a bunch of people from this safe fortress, and having them killed in order for her and Bailey and Bellwether to escape, and her brother. I don't care about her brother, but her brother was there, so they could escape. I guess you could argue that, kill the few to save the world, but I just didn't like that. It wasn't very heroic, and she's not a heroic person, which is fine. It's just now she's trying to save the world. It's a bit contradictory. So yeah, 2.8, 2.8 out of 5 is what I would do. If you've read it, let me know what you thought. Put it in the comments. You can also message me on Instagram. I got TikTok. Um, but let me know what you thought. If you think that this was a great book and it was a great return back to Nocterra in this world, let me know why I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. I'm more than happy to debate. Um, but other than that, I think most likely one of the people that one of my co-hosts that joins me every Tuesday for the weekly roundup, they might choose this for their top book. So we may talk about this again. Make sure to check that out. It's every Tuesday. I post it at midnight, Monday. So I guess you have from 12 a.m. to whatever Tuesday to watch it. But yeah, no, thank you for watching. As always, make sure you subscribe and share this with your friends. Let them know how wrong I am, or like, hey, check this guy. No, share this with your friends, and hopefully you come back for the next video. I haven't kept up with the reviews. Like I release them every day or every whatever. I've kind of just been doing them randomly, but I'm working on making them a little bit more on a schedule. So um, let me know what you thought, and yeah, 2.8 out of 5. Thanks for watching.